In this video, we're going to be looking at Chapter 6 of the IGCSE Further Maths course, which is Simultaneous Equations. Simultaneous equations are equations in which there are two or more unknowns or variables, and in each equation they have the same value. And there are two methods to solve them. So the first method is elimination. This is where you eliminate one of the variables to find the other one, and after you sub it back in to find the other variable. So here's an example. These are simultaneous equations because they have two or more, they have two unknown variables, x and y. And so to solve this, we will use elimination. The first thing you do is eliminate, and you can do this by adding or subtracting the equations, and secondly, you sub it. So firstly, we will choose which variable to eliminate. You can either choose x or y, so here we will choose y because it's easier. So we will have to make the 2y equal the 4y by multiplying the first equation by 2. So this will give 6x plus 4y equals 72. And then we will write the second equation below it. So now that you can subtract the two equations to get x equals 8. So you have just eliminated the y value. So now you can plug x back into one of the equations to find the y value. And you find that when you rearrange it, y equals 6. So the answer to this is x equals 8 and y equals 6. So the second method we're going to look at is substitution. You use this when you have variables to the power of 2 or more, such as x squared. So the first thing you do is rearrange one of the equations to find a variable, and secondly, you sub it into the second equation. So here we have an example. You have one equation with the power of 2 and one without. So firstly, you rearrange the equation without the power, and then you sub it into the first equation. So we can rearrange it to find y equals 5 plus 2x. And then now you have an expression of y, you can sub it into the first equation to get x squared plus 4 brackets 5 plus 2x brackets equals 5. And now all you have to do is multiply it out to get x squared plus 20 plus 8x equals 5. And now you just have a simple quadratic equation, and you can just solve it by factorizing or plugging it into the quadratic formula to find x. Therefore, there are two values of x here. X equals minus 5. And to find the y value for the corresponding x value, all you have to do is plug the x value into the original equation to get y equals minus 5 as well. And the second value of x is minus 3. And here you plug it back into the original equation to find the corresponding y as well, to get minus 1. So the answer to this is x equals minus 5 and y equals minus 5, or x equals minus 3, x equals minus 3, and y equals minus 1. Here's one final example, as it doesn't get much harder than this. Basically, we're just going to make y the subject for this one, so y equals 1 minus 2x, and then sub it into the second equation, and just multiply it out to get a quadratic equation. And from there, we can just factorize it to get a value of x. So in this case, x would be 4 over 5. And when you sub this back into the y equation, you find that y equals minus 3 over 5. So the answer is x equals 4 over 5 and y equals minus 3 over 5. Thank you for watching.